Ranganathan, ये इतना song and dance about ED and what is the government doing with this, etc., etc. People are with Modi, certainly not with the opposition on the issue of corruption.
Two things here. Good evening, Navika. Good evening to my fellow panelists. Two things here. Number one, in the Odisha discussion that you had, you showed a remarkable statistics. That is that I think 8% of the people believe that they will vote for their MP if he's done good job. I think that is very reflective of the national sentiment. People are going to vote for Modi. People are going to vote for his schemes. Before I come to the real, how can I say it? It's like a blitzkrieg, pardon to use that word, of his schemes. I'll just illustrate with two examples. But before I say it, I would have loved had your analysis also mentioned how many seats did the BJP get in 2019, so as to make a very reasonable comparison as to where the 370 numbers coming from. There is no doubt that the BJP is heading for a majority. Last time it got 303. According to my quick analysis.
Why are you such an eager beaver, Anand Ranganathan? The main numbers will come in the end. Wait for it. Wait for it. Right. The problem with you is you want to put the cart before the horse.
Okay, so let me talk about just one scheme. For example, that Odisha has most benefited from the central scheme. Mudra loans. 430 million loans have been distributed. For people who talk about unemployment, it is the lowest 3.2%. 8.5 million jobs have been created every year for the past so many years. The point of the inflation is at its lowest. The issue is there is no issue. That's the problem in this election. When was the last time you had an election where Mehngai was not an issue? 2013, 2014, inflation was 13-14%. It is very rare for elections to be conducted without Mehngai being an issue. This is one such election, and Harshvardhanji will testify to that fact. If you look at Uttar Pradesh, if you look at, for example, the benefit the schemes have brought, I don't even want to talk about the inflation. I just want to talk 30 seconds about the health benefits. 260 million Ayushman health cards have been distributed. 260 million. Leave aside that. The fact of the matter is, through the construction of 120 million toilets and 111 million water tap connections, the fact of the matter is that 400,000 Indians used to die of diarrhea 10 years ago. That has significantly dropped. Not only that, every family that has an extra toilet is saving an astonishing 52,000 rupees in terms of health cost benefits. Now, all this, people are seeing, Navika, from Odisha down to Tamil Nadu, down to Kerala, down to Gujarat. Therefore, this is one election where I'm afraid I have to say this, there is no issue.
There is no issue, Sabha Naqvi. I'm coming to you, Sanjay Jha. Sabha Naqvi, no issue, no Mehngai, no nothing. But the bigger surprise is the verdict on corruption. If you're corrupt, go to jail, say people. Now, all this conspiracy that the opposition is talking about, where does that go?
So, Navika, the people see no alternative in many parts of India. They'll see it in Tamil Nadu, they might see it in Maharashtra. They don't see any alternative. And there is no doubt that the ration outreach and all of that has worked, and the Prime Minister has an image. People like the image of a strong guy. But I will say that there is only corruption with the opposition and everybody in the BJP, which is historically the richest party in the country.
No, I am not saying that. I'm not saying that, Sabha. I'm just saying that people are saying that Hemant Soren has been hounded. What are people saying about this? The survey doesn't show people being against it.
So what will be interesting to see to the fate of those who end up, the chief ministers who end up behind bars. We may have more. To those who are interrogated all the time, they all happen to be in the opposition. In the end, will it generate sympathy for them, or will people decide that these people who were mass leaders, to say that Arvind Kejriwal or Tejasvi or Hemant Soren are not mass leaders would be a mistake. But to say that they have been rendered ineffective, and we will now settle for those who will be elected? That is going to be a key question. Will the people also decide that it doesn't matter if the Shiv Sena or the NCP has been broken, if people with criminal cases against them have come over and the cases have vanished, it's okay because they will now be in power. Or will people now not have a grouse of that nature? They will say it's okay. That would be interesting.
Exactly my point. So far, the numbers of the survey, of course, the final test is the final test, which is the elections of 2024. Yeah. And the final results will only be out then. But when we are going up in the run-up to those elections and the final result, at least the survey is not showing that people have any sympathy with those who are accused of graft or those who have been arrested. That's my limited point, because right now we are talking about a survey and the survey says people probably like this action.